Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Another major drug bust in Region 1. 5 men in police custody. BENN calls for cultural shift in prison system. Officers urged to enforce SOPs and prioritize rehabilitation. Legal recourse, the next step, should government fail to remove Commissioner of Information from office. RAM warns. And High Court grants injunction against the GRA over attempted seizure of luxury vehicles belonging to the MOHAMEDS. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Friday, April 11, 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you need to know this evening. Anti-drug agents have returned to Region 1 and another major cocaine find has led to the arrest of 5 men. Travis Chase opens tonight's broadcast.
Just about 464 pounds of cocaine has been seized by police, and 5 men, including the prime suspect, have been arrested. Police in a statement to the media said the cocaine was found at several locations in Imbotero, Barima-Waini, Northwest District. The main suspect is Anthony Hosea Barrera, also known as Anthony Hosea Ispen, called Negro. Anti-drug agents said, acting on intelligence gathered, they first raided Hosea's home and fuel storage bond and found 11 cellular phones and 3 handheld radio sets. No narcotics were found at that location. Police said Hosea allegedly fled with a firearm before the operation, but he was subsequently arrested. About 30 minutes after that operation, 4 individuals who police say directed anti-drug agents to separate locations along the Imbotero Creek, where several bags containing suspected narcotics were recovered. Leroy Williams, 45-year-old fisherman, led police to 1 salt bag containing 20 parcels of 51 pounds of cocaine. Patrick Sam, a 58-year-old farmer, pointed the ranks to 2 salt bags with 40 parcels of 103 pounds of cocaine. Anthony Lewis, a 47-year-old farmer, also directed the ranks to 3 salt bags containing 60 cocaine parcels weighing 155 pounds. Marlon Jerome, 47 years old and unemployed, led the ranks to yet another find, this time 3 salt bags with 60 parcels of another 155 pounds of cocaine. Police say the drug dealers were then placed in handcuffs, taken to the police station and placed into the lockups. The cocaine is worth 317 million Guyana dollars. They are being processed for court. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. Rehabilitation, mental health, procedural enforcement, and the urgent need to transform correctional culture has taken center stage as the Guyana Prison Service hosts a 2-day Chief Officers Conference. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The Guyana Prison Service on Friday opened its Chief Officers Conference 2025 with Minister of Home Affairs BENN, underscoring the ministry's commitment to improving security, rehabilitation, and administrative functions of the nation's prison system. He noted that the prison service is a reflection of society. As such, he urged prison officers to shift their approach and mindset to the fact that the system is not about cruelty.
The men and women in prison were not born bad. You are not born as criminals.
BENN emphasized that society's response to criminal behavior must be more empathetic and less harsh.
Don't create situations which move to the point where you got to use force. Baton if you have to, use appropriately. Pepper spray, taser. If a firearm has to be used, firing in the ear or at the legs. You're not there to kill people.
He further stressed the importance of considering the mental state of inmates while ensuring they receive adequate support.
Men are mostly stupid in Guyana. You just got to drive on the road and see what is driving negative behavior. It's the worst and the bad examples for men, big man. And the young idiots only fall in pattern. Somebody gave them the gun to go rob the Chinese store or something.
Meanwhile, Director of Prisons Acting Nicolon Elliott challenged prison officers to change their culture and mindset when dealing with inmates in order to create a better environment within the system. He reminded officers that this transformation begins with strict adherence to standard operating procedures, SOPs, and regulations.
You are the driving force for the enforcement of SOPs. You are the ones who work daily in the prison operations. You are the one who understand what is required from the prison routine.
He added that incidents such as inmates' escape and prisoner attacks are often the result of failure to enforce SOPs.
You need to be that enforcer of the SOPs, enforcer of the regulations, ensuring the SOPs are adhered to. We will see improvements, not only in your performance, but improvements in the organization.
The two-day conference brings together senior officers and stakeholders in the correctional system to review accomplishments, confront operational challenges, and strategically plan for the year ahead. It has been held under the theme, quote-unquote, Changing Culture and Mindset for Correction. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. The main opposition believes that the People's Progressive Party Civic is clutching at straws in an election year. You'll hear more from Travis Chase.
President Irfan Ali's announcement that more than 10 billion would be paid out to persons who did not make the maximum number of National Insurance Scheme contributions for them to be eligible for Social Security pensions is being viewed by the People's National Congress Reform as unjust and deceptive. It is the position of the PNCR that the 10 billion NIS payout only accounts for a small portion of what workers would have already contributed to the National Insurance Scheme.
Already, its NIS one-off payments are being criticized as unjust and deceptive, as they amount and account for only a small portion of what workers have actually contributed over their working life.
That's PNCR Executive Member and Shadow Minister of Local Government Ganesh Mahipal. Also weighing in on the President's announcement that government will from this year pay the Caribbean Examinations Council fees for up to 8 subjects for all students sitting the examination, the People's National Congress Reform believes that teachers should have been added to the equation.
Similarly, while the decision to pay the full examination fees for all students writing their CSEC examinations will be welcomed, especially by struggling families, the nation still awaits a proper plan to attract and retain more teachers and to improve student performances.
These measures, according to the PNCR, were announced because it's an election year and the People's Progressive Party Civic is clutching at straws.
Its recent announcements on entitlements are purely desperate moves as it caves into the widespread public frustration and opposition pressure in an election year.
Mr. Mahipal says the one-off measures announced by the President will not help because of the rising cost of living and the fact that Guyanese workers are not properly paid.
The PPP's sporadic, inadequate, or one-off measures will do little to ease the cost of living, ensure food security, eradicate poverty, raise living standards, and guarantee a high quality of life.
For its part, the government has said that the measures announced are futuristic and an investment in the lives of families and communities. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. More news on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
Keep Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Save up to $50,000 on select fridges. Get a free grill or mixer with select stoves and more. Need to upgrade your home? Get smart TVs from as low as $32,999. Plus, shop today and pay later. And make your first payment in 30 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offer ends April 23, 2025.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Welcome back. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. They're mounting calls for the removal of Charles Ramson Sr. from his position as Commissioner of Information. During a picketing exercise outside the Commissioner's office, which is also his homestead, protesters claimed he continues to violate laws governing access to information. Antonio Day reports.
Many members of civil society are of the staunch view that the Office of the Commissioner of Information is inactive amid failures to provide access to pertinent information regarding the state's affairs. Attorney at Law Christopher Ram has dubbed Charles Ramson Sr. Commissioner of Information as defunct and called on President Irfan Ali to remove him from office.
The real power to remove him lies with President Irfan Ali, who continues to keep him in office despite everything, despite the complaints, despite the failures, and despite Ramson's mockery of the law of Guyana.
Ram accused President Ali of being an enabler in relation to Ramson's conduct as Commissioner of Information.
The president is no longer a bystander of this atrocious state of affairs. He is now complicit in frustrating the constitutional right to access information.
The attorney expressed that the constant contravention of the Access to Information Act of 2011 will no longer be tolerated, as legal avenues will likely be explored.
This phase of our protests and our picketing ends today, but we are not finished. We will now escalate. We will take this issue to the office of the president if we must. We will take it to the courts, and we will not stop there.
Meanwhile, political commentator J.H.K. Lal flagged that on numerous occasions, Ramson Sr. has been guilty of dereliction of duties.
Parliament cannot effectively fulfill its constitutional duty to scrutinize executive spending. Our Commissioner of Information has failed in his duties and should be replaced forthwith.
Section 12.1 of the Access of Information Act 2011 stated that, and I quote, "Notwithstanding any law to the contrary and subject to the provisions of this Information Act, it shall be the right of every Guyanese citizen or person domiciled in Ghana to obtain access to an official document," unquote. Friday's picketing exercise saw prominent figures such as Nazima Ragabir, President of the Ghana Press Association, Norris Witter, President of the Ghana Workers Union, Mike McCormack, of the Ghana Human Rights Association, and former Auditor General Anand Gosaran in attendance. I'm Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio. The central government will be working with neighborhood democratic councils to develop landfill sites in various areas to address garbage collection concerns. Here again is Antonio De.
At a press conference on Thursday, Barra Jagdeo General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic noted that during a recent engagement with local government representatives, it was announced that there will be an increase in government subvention, catering to Neighborhood Democratic Council, NDCs, and municipalities. Mr. Jagdeo noted that this will rectify growing issues of garbage collection, poor irrigation, and drainage, as well as maintenance of cemeteries.
There has been a big complaint from many of the villages and wards in the city and towns about the neglect of internal drainage system.
Jagdeo also addressed subvention received by NDCs, which, according to him, saw an increase from $5 million to $30 million annually.
You would hear people talk about, the cemetery is overgrown with a jungle and they have like large amount of bees living there now. We spoke about the need to address this issue and we gave them the resources to do so.
The General Secretary stated that appropriate locations for landfill sites will be identified, focusing on improving garbage collection efforts.
They complain about having to move garbage long distances and it's costly.
Those areas will be properly developed so NDCs can collect and dispose of garbage at the site instead of spending additional sums for transport garbage collected to establish landfill sites, Jagdeo said.
We have already been procuring compactors for many of the NDCs and the larger ones and the towns across our country. But we're hoping that the tractor and trailer and the other equipment we've given to them would assist with this task.
I'm Antonio De reporting for the AGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio. More than 6,000 patients were treated and over 400 surgeries completed in just 2 weeks as part of the United States Lesser Antilles Medical Assistant Team 2025 mission in Guyana. Tiana Cole has the details.
On Friday, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Irfan Ali, hosted a luncheon to recognize the U.S. Lesser Antilles Medical Assistant Team, LAMAT, mission's impact and celebrate the strong partnership between the United States and Guyana. The mission, which was carried out over 2 weeks in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, brought critical medical care and support to thousands of Guyanese. The president highlighted the case of a 2-month-old baby who can now see, thanks to a groundbreaking eye surgery performed during the mission.
One of the most specialized eye surgery that would now allow that 2-month-old to see and to live in an environment where they can have sight of everything. It's a groundbreaking surgery and it was successful.
He added that partnership, building trust, collaboration, support, and friendship are the cornerstones of the U.S.-Guyana relationship and applauded the mission team for their work.
This mission demonstrated that you went to the hardest issues, the toughest problems, and you successfully helped us to solve and resolve many of those problems.
President Ali said the bilateral relation has grown in depth and scope over the years, adapting to modern global realities and national needs. Chief of Defense Staff Brigadier Omar Khan, in his remarks, noted that this effort is another valuable component of Guyana's growing relationship with the United States, and said he looks forward to many more partnerships.
Significant because we all work for a better world, starting with our countries and starting with our region. Every step, regardless of who you are, this profession means well.
Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony said that while the mission covered a wide range of medical services, Guyana particularly benefited in the area of vascular surgery, a field where the country has very limited expertise.
Because we have very few vascular surgeons, and from the reports that I have received, is that not only did the team was able to do operations together, but they were also teaching.
Major General Melissa Coburn, commander of the 22nd Air Force at Dobbins Air Reserve Base, Georgia, described the joint efforts to address complex medical challenges as remarkable.
Over 6,300 patients treated, over 480 surgical operations, 91 pieces of critical medical equipment serviced and repaired, including a surgical sterilizer, dental chairs, and dental equipment. Over 13,000 hours of critical pre-deployment skills for our U.S. medics to make them worldwide deployable, and 422 hours of knowledge exchanges.
The Ministry of Health hosted a team of 60 U.S. Army and Air Force doctors, nurses, and technicians who collaborated with local medical professionals to deliver a wide range of medical and dental care. These services were provided at Port Morant Hospital, the New Amsterdam Regional Hospital, the West Demerara Regional Hospital, the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, and the Chatty Jagan Dental School. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Justice Gino Persaud has granted an injunction against the Guyana Revenue Authority's seizure of a fleet of luxury vehicles from businessman Azardin Mohammed. The judge on Friday ruled that while he is not persuaded by the arguments of the Revenue Authority, an injunction against the tax agency will be put in place until the hearing and final determination of the substantive matter. However, Azardin Mohammed wants the High Court to squash the GRA's imposition of taxes for the vehicles. Mohammed is being represented by Sinead Dujon and Damien De Silva. We'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Are you ready for your next adventure? Whether it's lounging on sun-kissed beaches, exploring vibrant cities, or embarking on an unforgettable journey, we at Fan Travel Service have you covered. Looking for a hassle-free vacation? Our all-inclusive packages make it easy. From food and drinks, entertainment and excursions, we've got everything covered. With our daily flights to destinations around the world, the sky's the limit. Wherever your dream destination is, we'll get you there in comfort and style. And when you arrive, rest easy in one of our hand-picked worldwide hotels, offering you the perfect blend of luxury, convenience, and comfort. Dive deeper into local cultures with exciting tours and activities that let you experience your destination like never before. Need a ride? We've got you covered with car rentals that let you explore every corner of your destination at your own pace. No matter where you want to go, we at Fan Travel Services are here to make that dream vacation a reality. We've got you covered. Give us a call, visit our website, or stop by at our local offices and we'll be more than happy to help. Let's make that trip happen.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Crow Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Save up to $50,000 on select fridges. Get a free grill or mixer with select stoves and more. Need to upgrade your home? Get smart TVs from as low as $32,999. Plus, shop today and pay later. And make your first payment in 30 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offer ends April 23, 2025.
Thanks for staying with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Unij Waldron, has responded to claims being made by creative designer Marissa Wilson over infringement of her intellectual property rights. Daisy Richards reports.
Speaking during a live on her Facebook page addressing claims from creative designer Marissa Wilson of intellectual property theft, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Onij Waldron, took to her Facebook page to address this issue. The minister said after creative designer Marissa Wilson submitted a comprehensive proposal, it was determined that some areas were already covered by Guyanese designers.
Internal discussions were still ongoing regarding the scope of Marissa's participation. It is during these deliberations that Marissa responded with the erroneous and mischievous video.
The minister did address the content of Ms. Wilson's 2002 proposal.
There was nothing original about that proposal. We see government's role as identifying industries and sectors that need support and help.
Minister Waldron highlighted that the Origins of Guyana Fashion Festival is a showcase of Guyana's talent and potential. Marissa Wilson, in a video circulating on social media, claimed that she pitched a proposal for a runway show to the Ministry of Tourism 3 years ago. She now alleges that her work is now being circulated by the government of Guyana.
It is politicized. It is designed to support the president's re-election campaign, not the fashion community.
She also alleged that upon submitting ideas, the government is now touting them without permission. For AGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy. The Guyana Congregational Union is encouraging the Christian community to unite as it hosts its biannual assembly and national conference. Here again is Daisy Richards.
Pastor Roshana Gillis, chairperson of the Guyana Congregational Union, and Zambia's Reverend Robert Gama both highlighted the importance of this year's conference since it seeks to address societal woes.
As a church, we have come a long way. And it is possible that probably the believers alone, sometimes there can be some kind of complacency. And at the end of the day, we want to reignite ourselves.
He added that it is time for churches to re-engage on a higher level given the challenges.
Sometimes in our Christian journeys, we can be weary, we can be tired. Sometimes we can lose our first love with the Lord.
With Sunday being Palm Sunday, Pastor Gillis said various organizations in the church will gather under one team, reminding residents in the town of New Amsterdam that Jesus is still Lord.
That the Congregational Church, which came into existence here in Guyana since 1808, is still proclaiming the Word of God.
The conference will be held on Sunday, the 13th of April at the Mission Chapel Church in New Amsterdam, under the theme, Fresh Fire, Reigniting Passion for God, that will feature the 32 churches in the Guyana Congregational Union. For AGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Sip on Fruta and win groceries for 6 months. Plus, score one of 6 65-inch TVs or over $1 million in cash prizes. Be one of 53 lucky cash and prize winners. Here's how. Buy any Fruta juice, find the code starting with BB, enter online or via WhatsApp. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Fruta Fruit Juice. Don't miss out. Drink Fruta and enter today. Real nice. Fruta.
Hey, stop, I don't go away when you don't eat food, you know. You got fair wash your place because I did my nails. When is somebody about to make a nice cake? Is my good cake on upon the same?
Madam, I got a call from the people in the community and they said you are disturbing the peace. You're smelling up the place and you're doing something, but your food always seems to smell good.
Peppies, you get the best on these things.
These things just make you cook good. I want these things and I'll carry them for evidence.
Well, love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you.
Are you ready for your next adventure? Whether it's lounging on sun-kissed beaches, exploring vibrant cities, or embarking on an unforgettable journey, we at Fan Travel Service have you covered. Looking for a hassle-free vacation? Our all-inclusive packages make it easy. From food and drinks, entertainment and excursions, we've got everything covered. With our daily flights to destinations around the world, the sky's the limit. Wherever your dream destination is, we'll get you there in comfort and style. And when you arrive, rest easy in one of our hand-picked worldwide hotels, offering you the perfect blend of luxury, convenience, and comfort. Dive deeper into local cultures with exciting tours and activities that let you experience your destination like never before. Need a ride? We've got you covered with car rentals that let you explore every corner of your destination at your own pace. No matter where you want to go, we at Fan Travel Services are here to make that dream vacation a reality. We've got you covered. Give us a call, visit our website, or stop by at our local offices and we'll be more than happy to help. Let's make that trip happen.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards with Friday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Trinidad. A fire early Friday morning at the Amir Jet Warehouse facility at the South Terminal of Piarco International Airport has led to the temporary suspension of all flight operations, according to the Airports Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The authority confirmed that the incident occurred at the South Terminal and triggered an immediate response by the Piarco Fire Station, supported by units from the Arima Fire Station. Quote, "The fire is now under control," unquote, the authority said. The suspension of flights remains in effect pending clearance from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service and the Trinidad and Tobago Civil Aviation Authority. Passengers have been advised to check with their respective airlines as the closure may cause delays. The authority said it will issue further releases to provide updates and will work with stakeholders, quote, to ensure the safe and secure resumption of flight operations at the Piarco International Airport, unquote. While in Mexico, U.S. President Donald Trump on Thursday threatened Mexico with sanctions and tariffs in a dispute over water sharing between the two countries, accusing Mexico of breaking an 81-year-old treaty and, quote, stealing the water from Texas farmers, unquote. Under the 1944 treaty, Mexico must send 1.75 million acre-feet of water to the U.S. from the Rio Grande through a network of interconnected dams and reservoirs every 5 years. An acre-foot of water is enough to fill about half an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The current 5-year cycle is up in October, but Mexico has sent less than 30% of the required water, according to data from the International Boundary and Water Commission. Mexican officials have routinely pointed to a historic drought fueled by climate change as a barrier to fulfilling water commitments, a scenario for which the treaty offers leniency, allowing the water depth to be rolled over to the next 5-year cycle. The treaty also requires that the U.S. deliver 1.5 million acre-feet of water annually to Mexico from the Colorado River, an obligation that the U.S. has largely fulfilled, although recent deliveries have been reduced due to severe drought, something the 1944 Accord allows for. While Mexico sends far less water to the U.S., it has struggled to fulfill its end of the bargain due to a combination of factors including droughts, poor infrastructure, and growing local demand. Reuters, citing sources, reported on Wednesday that the Mexican officials were scrambling to come up with a plan to increase the amount of water sent to the United States because of growing concern that Trump could drag the dispute into trade negotiations. Texas Republicans have publicly accused Mexico of being chronically delinquent in its water deliveries and flagrantly ignoring the treaty. Finally, recovery efforts wrapped up in the capital of the Dominican Republic after a roof collapse at a nightclub during a concert killed at least 221 people, authorities said on Thursday. As families continue to mourn their loved ones, the cause of the catastrophe and the exact number of people who attended the fateful event have not yet been determined by authorities. The sudden collapse at the Jet Set nightclub in Santo Domingo after midnight on Tuesday marred a concert by merengue singer Ruby Perez, where politicians, athletes, and other prominent local figures had gathered. The Dominican government has approved creating a team of national and international experts to clarify the causes of the roof collapse at the popular venue, Fagor said in the video. Emergency teams that were on site until Thursday morning pulled nearly 200 survivors from the building in the hours following the disaster. After recovery efforts ended, the families of those missing left the area surrounding the nightclub, where they had stood for days embracing each other. Perez, the singer, was among those killed in the crush. Dominican President Luis Abinader attended his funeral on Thursday, with a public memorial service for him set to follow later in the day. Pitcher Octavio Dotel and slugger Tony Blanco, both former Major League Baseball players, also died. Thank you for watching. Do have a great weekend. Until next time.
Another major drug bust in Region 1, 5 men in police custody. BENN calls for a cultural shift in prison system. Officers urged to enforce SOPs and prioritize rehabilitation. Legal recourse the next step should government fail to remove Commissioner of Information from office, Ram warns. And High Court grants injunction against the GRA over attempted seizure of luxury vehicles belonging to the Mohammeds. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.